So this here is definitely going to be one super interesting video if you are holding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Yes guys, today in this video I will be sharing with you where the price of Ethereum, where the price of Bitcoin is heading for the immediate short term and even for the upcoming days. So before I do that, first thing to do is to destroy that like button, and to those individuals watching this for the first time, to hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much. Now first thing first, looking at this Ethereum price action, we can see Ethereum still looks like following this parabolic curve pattern. And on my previous video I showed you guys, since the price of Ethereum has already formed base 1, base 2, base 3 and even base 4, now we could be preparing ourselves for another continuation towards this sell point before expecting a reversal like this. Yes guys, the price of Ethereum has formed base 1, base 2, base 3 and even base 4. Now we might see few more sideways movement and then another parabolic move or another move towards the sell point, and only after that we are expecting a reversal which might look somehow like this. But any sort of a pullback in the immediate short term, I showed you it will be looked as a temporary pullback, and price after that is expected to continue higher, because we know beside the parabolic curve pattern, the price of Ethereum was also following this descending broadening wedge breakout formation. Each and every time during uptrend, you can see whenever the price broke out of this upper trend line from this descending broadening wedge, we had a very bullish move. Same thing is unfolding in our case as well. Retesting this previous resistance area, you can see this falling trend line which previously rejected us is holding the price at the moment. So if the price manages to remain above this trend line, then just like what happened here after flipping the previous resistance into support, we could be preparing ourselves for a continuation which might look somehow like this. But let's suppose this bullish continuation fails and price of Ethereum starts with another corrective move. What in that case? In that case, we are going to look at this as a descending channel formation. I mean, the price of Ethereum in that case will be following this descending channel where the upper trend line will be looked as resistance, lower trend line will be looked as support. So even if the price fails to continue higher and start with another continuation to the downside, you can see around 3,500, 3,400. If that happens, then you can see that could be the final pullback before expecting another continuation, which might look somehow like this. I mean, heading towards this sell point, and only after that a reversal. But why? Why are we expecting Ethereum to show a continuation after a pullback like this? Because we know we have extremely important support lying for Ethereum. Yes, support from this CryptoAnup buy-sell indicator. This CryptoAnup buy-sell indicator during uptrend tends to act as support, but during downtrend it tends to act as resistance. You can see that here, right? Each and every time during downtrend, this trend line acts as resistance, but during uptrend, this trend line tends to act as support. Along with that, we also have support from this Williams alligator indicator, and this Williams alligator indicator along with our indicator will be acting as additional support for Ethereum. So any sort of a pullback in the immediate short term, these trend lines will be holding us, and price of Ethereum after that is expected to show a continuation like this. Yes guys, I personally believe the price of Ethereum, even if it starts showing weakness, it will be just a temporary pullback, temporary weakness before expecting a reversal, which might look somehow like this. Because it's not just only the price action, even the liquidation heat map. If we look at this 24-hour liquidation heat map for Ethereum, you can see we have huge liquidity clusters lying around $3,785 or $3,800. But if you zoom out, if you look at this weekly liquidation heat map, you can see in a weekly liquidation heat map, we have a very high probability of Ethereum testing this key trend line, and only after that show some weakness. That means around $1.9 billion liquidation leverage sits around $3,850, $3,900. So there is a very high probability of taking out this liquidity first, and only after that Ethereum to choose a direction. But the overall picture, as you can see, still looks bullish. Now let's jump into Bitcoin price action. But before I do that, guys, please let me aware you, we have almost around $30,050 bonus available for our community members from Bybit if you join up using my link, which is in the description down below. Yes, if you are an experienced trader who want to take advantage of this free money, then definitely check it out. Now let's look at this Bitcoin price action, because according to Bitcoin price action, according to our leading indicator, you can see things looks interesting at the moment. I mean, despite Bitcoin showing weakness, we have extremely important support line for Bitcoin. I mean, we know this Bollinger Band, the center line, will be acting as support for Bitcoin in case of a pullback. Williams Alligator indicator will be acting as support in case of a pullback, just like with Ethereum. And even our personal CryptoAnup buy sell indicator will be acting as support in case of a pullback. So what I'm trying to pinpoint is that even though MACD here is turning bearish, RSI is heading towards 50, even if the price shows a continuation like this, right, back towards 111, 112,000, if that happens, then you can see we have extremely important support for Bitcoin. So this pullback will be looked as a temporary pullback, and right after that a U-shape or a V-shape type of recovery. Yes, you heard that correctly, guys. The price of Bitcoin, despite looking bearish in a bigger picture, still looks very bullish. So any sort of a pullback, let's suppose Bitcoin breaks a support from this previous resistance line and re-enters inside this falling wedge, even if that happens, I've been very clear with you guys, despite this fake out, right, this falling wedge will be looked as a bullish continuation pattern, and price after some pullback could show a move in this manner. Yes, you heard that correctly, guys. Doesn't matter whichever scenario plays out. I mean, price failing to find support above this upper trend line, getting attracted back towards this 114, even up to 112,000, and complete this bearish move. I mean, this here is a descending triangle, which is a bearish continuation pattern, and if price does shows a continuation like this, you can see this bearish scenario will play out. But parallelly, in that case, we will also prepare ourselves for a continuation like this after that. Yes, guys, even if this bearish continuation starts playing out for Bitcoin, as I've been very clear with you guys, I don't want you guys to be left out. This pullback, this shakeout will be looked as a temporary pullback, temporary shakeout before expecting another continuation, which might look somehow like this, because I've been very clear with you. If the price of Bitcoin first shows a continuation to the downside, comes for a retest around the previous resistance line, it is not bearish. It's just a temporary retest around the previous area before expecting a continuation, which might look somehow like this, because it's not just only a breakout from this inverse head and shoulder type of formation, but also a breakout from this Livermore pivotal point theory. So it doesn't matter whichever scenario plays out. If you simply zoom out, you can see the price of Bitcoin looks very bullish, and parallelly we will be also following this here. I mean, a descending broadening wedge formation, and we know descending broadening wedge is a bullish continuation pattern. So in the medium short term, if Bitcoin shows weakness, right, and comes for a retest around 112,000, then you can see it will be just a temporary weakness, but at the end we are expecting this price level to attract us. So any sort of a pullback, Bitcoin remaining above this Williams Alligator indicator, CryptoAnup buy sell indicator, along with Ethereum, there is nothing to worry about. So in case of doubt, simply zoom out. So guys, these were some of the quick updates that I wanted to share with you in this video. If you enjoyed my work, then please do not hesitate to destroy that like button, and to those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button. And by saying this, I'm signing out until next time. Bye bye.